welcome to another episode on Live, Laugh, and Learn with yours truly. So I am doing a teen series, and it may be 1 to 5 teen series, and I want to just cover different things I know teens are facing, and there is a great need for it. So today I have a special guest coming back on my show, and this is my lovely daughter, Samaria. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Can you speak up?
Good.
So the people in the back can hear you.
Good. How are you?
I am good. Thank you so much for joining me as we are on the go. So we are doing this while we're in pursuit. So I wanted to talk about this topic because, something that is really resonating with me is it's just conflict resolution and teen dating. And I know for me, yes, I have a teen in this world, and there are many different difficulties that teen have as it pertains to dating. And of course, I be getting a tease sometimes, and I try to be a little hip to know what teens are going through, and I wanted to just talk to you about that. So when we talk about teen relationship, teen dating, why is there a difficult discussion for parents to talk to their children about that?
Because parents think everything is about sex.
Oh, well, I wasn't expecting that, but I think that may be true, because when I can look at, when I was your age or what have you, there are many different things that we, some things was kind of, I'm not going to say swept under the rug. There are certain things that wasn't as prevalent as it is today, and there's no censoring. And when it comes down to like what you see on TV or what you hear or what you're around, me growing up in 1990, I ain't gonna say the year, me growing up during that time, it was certain things that my parents did not allow me to hear or do. Like, kids had to go outside if you want to play. You can't be inside, if grown folks talking or whatever, grown folks are doing. So, I can see why parents relate, teen dating as to sex, because they have to they are trying to face reality of what is really going on. So when we talk about teen dating and relationship, what is teen dating and relationship to you?
A boy and a girl being together.
Okay, being together. How? Like, what? How are y'all being together? Like, are you together at school? You hugging? You kissing? Like, what are you doing?
Dating. Probably like hugging and being together in school and stuff.
Oh, okay. But okay, so at what point? I don't look at that as dating, and here's why I'm gonna say I don't look at that as dating.
Talking outside of school and like stuff like that too.
Well, in our generation, that's why there is a different, when there's Gen Zs and millennials and stuff like that. Growing up, dating is, you go out with someone, maybe to I'm not gonna say a basketball game, maybe to the movies or to a store or to a restaurant, but you had supervision during that time, right? So that means that, no, I'm not going to just drop you off at an amusement park or the skating rink or the movies and just expect for you to be on your best behavior or nothing to happen. Because when you get a group of teens together this day and age, you see what they're doing on the news. They're doing all these takeovers and stuff like that. So I think parents, what we feel as though is teen dating today was not what teen dating was years ago. And I think that is the good way of looking at it. Teen dating is not really what you all consider as teen dating today. Princess, I think that the terminology and meaning and understanding, I think with parents is kind of coming together to say, okay, well, this is what I think it is. Like, okay, a hug and y'all walk together, whatever. Actually, that's not teen dating. Actually, in our terminology, like for me, go ahead.
You don't know because you're not a teen.
No, you're right. I'm not a teen, but I was a teen, And the reason why I'm saying this is, growing up, that was called courtship. That means, okay, you're dating with the intent to say, okay, this is who I want to be with. And you're, moving forward to a relationship in a sense where, hey, I'm going to be exclusively talking to you. And I see a promising future with you. So I'm not going to talk to anybody else. And I'm going to move forward with you. So that's how, you hug. And, you do got some teens that kiss and stuff like that. But let me tell you something. I'm a hands-on parent. And there are certain things, yes, I am a mommy bear, And I'm a protector. So there are different things. I'm like, no, I'm not okay with that, So you're right. I'm not a teen, but when you look at the dating and relationships with teens, even for yourself, I can say that there are different seasons and times we went through some things. We're not going to say different things we went through, but what we are going to say is why do you hide stuff? Why not tell the truth here? And I understand one of the reasons may be like, well, I don't want to face consequences for what have you. Why don't you just tell the truth?
About what?
About, okay, dating and relationships. Like, okay, there were several times like, okay, you had a phone and your phone was taken.
Well, that's because, once again, parents, they just think if you like talk to somebody, like somebody, they just always go to sex. No, you can't do this because what this, that, third, but like that's not what everything's about.
And that may be true. However, there's a season where you also have to be respectful and honest and open to your parents to let them know what is going on, because you see different things can happen and you don't know what can transpire until sometimes, sadly, until something actually happened. And if you would have been honest and open to your parents, they could have protected you for certain things. Like, there are certain things that we have educated you on when it comes down to the opposite sex, and your ability to say, hey, this is someone that I'm interested in, and that's kind of like my friend. We don't say, hey, boyfriend, girlfriend. We just say, okay, that is your friend. So when it comes down to that, how do you navigate what is important to you when your parents are saying this, but there is a desire to say, hey, I want to be in a relationship because someone else, one of my friends or friends, they are in a relationship? Is that why teens want to be in relationships?
No. I guess this is because how it feels to be in a relationship, I guess.
Okay. And how does it feel to be in a relationship? Like, what's that feeling? Like, is it okay, you feel important? I don't want to speak for you, but what does it...
I guess, like, talking to somebody, like, every day. And, like, yeah, I guess.
Okay, like talking to someone every day. Well, you can talk to me every day. Want me to call you every day and talk to you every day? I do that.
No.
I guess, it's wanting to feel, wanting to feel important by the opposite sex. I guess that's what you're trying to say.
I guess.
Okay. Well, that is great. I just don't want it to be where that is a priority for you, where you look at that over what's important as far as obeying your parents, and know that you can be open and transparent, But you also have to be mindful that there are a lot of risk factors when you open up that door. Are you aware of the different risk factors?
Nope.
Yeah, there are a lot of different risk factors. I mean, you have, I'm not saying that this is true, but you do have people, teens, because they don't know what, some of them do not know what a relationship is or what dating is. Like you said, it could be a barrier because of generation. They enter something that is actually could be potentially harmful to them. Meaning, you know, the warning signs of somebody, if it's toxic. Do you know what a toxic relationship is?
Yeah.
Okay. And, you know, toxicity can incorporate into domestic violence. You know, when somebody is verbally abusing you, emotionally abusing you, someone isolating you, it could be like intimate partner. And I guess the teen dating and relationship can be sometimes. Is it because of popularity?
No. I mean, no, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I think, you know, this is an important topic to sit down and talk to your children about, parents, or even, you know, educators. There are some different things, and I know you have the family life class at school. Do they talk about that? Listen, they talk about some stuff I tried to talk to her about. And she was like, no, Mom, I don't want to hear that. But she could come home and say, well, hey, we talked about this in family life. And I was like, well, I'm trying to give you the scoop, or, you know, certain things as it pertains to, you know, dating and relationships. And one of the things we need to understand as not only a parent, but as an adult, we come into contact with different children all day long and throughout our lives, but we don't make the necessarily impact because we feel as though it's someone else's responsibility. Yes, it is a parent responsibility to train and teach their children, as the Bible tells us to train up a child in the path that he shall go, and when they become old, they won't depart from it. Now, that does not mean that you will not experience challenge during that season. You will experience some challenges, but that's just letting you know that when you plant a seed, the seed is going to grow into a harvest, and then over time you will be able to see that what you have instilled in them will come to pass, and they will hold on to that. And sometimes, like I said, it may not seem like what you told them they are really listening to it, and we cannot, let's just say, we can't keep them in a bubble and say, hey, I don't want you to, you know, experience that. We can share our experience with them as they go through life and navigate through something, and that's our duty as a parent, is to help navigate them through different seasons. So when we talk about, you know, dating, that is getting to know someone, and then from there you're into a relationship, we need to know that we are the first example that our children get to see. And even if you are aunt, uncle, or father or sibling, we have to make that great impact. And what they see us do, they will potentially accept in their life. Would you say that is true?
Yeah.
Or why is that?
Repeat the question.
Why is it that what we say, not what we say, but what we do, you all will accept that more than what we say?
I mean, because it's kind of like, how do I word this? You're saying one thing, but you're like doing another.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it's kind of hard to follow either one.
Because, like, I can tell you, well, hey, princess, I don't want you to do X, Y, Z. And it's like, you know, I remember you saying, well, Mom, you do X, Y, Z, you know, and I laugh at it, but it's not a funny matter because, you know, children are sponges, and they pick up not what we are saying, they pick up what we do. And also you have to place your child around other people that they can look up to, and those people can impart wisdom in them. So I'm encouraging you to take the time to speak with your teen about dating and relationship. Understand that they're going to have to, if they cannot come to you to discuss certain things, then you have to create a safe place for them to do that. And if you just say, hey, this is just a bit too much for you, or you're not ready to do that, then make sure you have the right person around them that can impart into them. My prayer is that you're able to shift and flow, as our bishop would say, shift and flow. We know, our children are not going to stay just a baby or a teen forever. They're going to grow up. So our job is to help them and keep them grounded. Anything else you want to say regarding teens and dating?
Nope.
Okay, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate you being honest and open to talk about this topic with me today. All right, until next time, y'all have a blessed one.
Until next time, thank you for listening to Live, Laugh, and Learn with Mary. Please subscribe to stay updated and share with someone you know could benefit from this podcast. For products and services, visit Motivation Mary.